So the only time like I'll work on the cover is like if they're like, hey, we want a cover for this song, and then from there it's just like, yo, okay, and then they'll kind of guide you on steps to take, um, in terms of permission. Usually the publisher's in charge of getting all that stuff cleared the way it needs to be and getting the right permissions. Um, so yeah, anytime you see that in sync, usually they can get it done. But I would not waste time creating a bunch of covers that no one is asking for, or like you don't know if it can even be cleared to begin with. It's because I feel like it could end up being a waste of time. You know what I mean? Miguel says, "What would be things we could do to be AI proof with all things happening? I see us in the future using generative music as part of our workflow to maintain relevance." This is great. We're gonna talk about this. Um, because actually that was one of the obviously trends. That was actually number 3. AI is reshaping how music is discovered and licensed. Tools now help match tracks based on mood, tempo, and scene fit, streamlining workflows for both producers and supervisors. At the same time, AI is raising important legal and ethical considerations, especially around copyright and attribution. So I'm so excited for Shades of Sync because we're going to be talking about AI. We're going to have the attorneys in the building. We're going to have the executives, the creators, and we're all going to obviously have this discussion about AI. So you don't want to miss that. Shadesofsync.com. Get your ticket. It's happening in November here in Atlanta/Alpharetta. So this is what I'm seeing in terms of AI, and this is how I think you can AI proof yourself. So with AI, obviously you can type a prompt, you can generate some music. I think the low hanging fruit, micro sync stuff, I think AI can eat a lot of that stuff up, right? Whether or not the creator generates it themselves or whether you're generating it and using it, and then I don't know, there's still a lot of stuff that needs to be put in place in terms of like that. But I feel like some of the lower hanging basic stuff, like instrumental stuff, AI can definitely do the job, right? And it'll get the job done. It'll do it. So where does that put us? So what I am seeing in the conversations I'm having with the publishers I work with and, supervisors, things like that. If you can develop yourself as a producer and add more skills to your tool belt, you will become more valuable in this space. So I actually just did a video that I'll be sharing in the community. It was like a behind the scenes video of a conversation I was having with the publisher. But basically, I'm working on a project and this publisher is trying to get this entire project done within a reasonable budget, right? Like they know it can get expensive because you're dealing with live performers, live vocalists, live instrumentalists, live production. Things can get expensive very, very quick if things aren't efficient. So where I come into place as a problem solver is I was just like, hey, look, I have experience in this area. I know how to do this. I can manage the production of this, and that. Instead of having to outsource and bring in a bunch of different musicians for these different instruments, I know how to play these instruments, right? I know how to play, live bass. I know how to play an actual piano. I know how to play an organ. I know how to play a cowbell very, very efficiently. No, but I know how to play various things, which makes the production process and the studio recording process that more efficient, saving them money, right? So they want something very, very specific. They want it to sound authentic, and they don't want to have to go back and forth on revisions more than they need to. With AI and you're typing a prompt, like it may give you what you want, it may not. You know what I mean? Like it may give you the flexibility in the stems that it give you, it may not. So now you're like nobody got time to be fooling around typing trying to get this sound that they're looking for. It's just something that kind of requires that human connection. So if we as producers can find ways to make ourselves more valuable and have more skill sets that we can bring to the table, to where it's less of a headache if they go to one person to get multiple things done than it is to have to bring in a bunch of different people. And then if you can develop your management skills, you know how to manage a team, direct a team, produce, different parts of the production and bring it all together into a finished product, you are going to be valuable. And it's going to be very, very hard to duplicate that, because most people just won't spend the time developing their skills. Like they just want to continue to drag and drop loops. Like if all you do is drag and drop loops, like AI is coming for you. But if you can play guitar and make that joint feel real, you know what I mean? If you can bring people together that can do different things to bring the production to life, I think you'll be more valuable and you'll be AI proof, because you're able to do things that most producers can't do. So yeah. And like, again, from the conversations I'm having with publishers, like they ain't touching AI. They was like, they don't want nothing to do with it. Like give us human. Give us human. Because they don't listen, the legal gray areas, like they don't want no issues. They seeing all these lawsuits popping off between Suno, Udio, or Udio, whatever you want to call it. All the majors, they're like, yeah, nah, like please no AI, please no royalty-free loops. Like we want to be sure this is 100% human. In fact, we want to be so sure we'll put you in the studio to play the actual instrument just so we know that you ain't pulling this joint off of Splice. Like that's how serious they are. So that's what I think. And then in terms of the other things, like the tools, like we can still use AI to assist us, right? Like in production, in information, we got AI in Logic Pro now. So like I can ask Logic Pro, like, yo, I'm trying to do this. Is this possible in Logic Pro? How do you do it? Walk me through it step by step. So now I'm more efficient in Logic, because all I have to do is think of something that I want to do in Logic. I talk to ChatGPT and then it shows me exactly how to do it without me having to flip through the manual or watch a bunch of YouTube videos. Next thing you know, it's been 2 hours and now I'm watching videos on more gear and not what I originally searched on YouTube. And then I'm on Sweetwater buying something that I had no intention on buying. And then the track never got done, but I got a new piece of gear. So like to avoid all of that, we just use AI. And then I think just knowing the tools that are there, knowing how to use them efficiently to help your workflow work more faster. And then you just gonna beat people. You just gonna win, because people who aren't up on the tools, they're gonna be doing things the old way, not as efficient. And then you just gonna pass them up. So yeah, John C, what's up, man? Glad you can catch it as well. Janelle says, if a library showed interest in your music and downloaded the playlist, how long before you follow up? Should I follow up? I don't really follow up. Like, not like that. Like if it's maybe like after a month or something and I haven't heard anything, I may follow up with more music. But if they're downloading it and I'm seeing activity, I just chill, because I feel like, yo, like, especially if they download it, it's just like, okay, they're listening, they're checking it out. And then if I see them go back and I'm seeing like multiple plays, then I just kind of chill, because, it may be something in the works, and then they going to hit you back when they need it. They're just kind of they're collecting things, and sometimes it just really takes a while, man, for these companies to get back with you. Just because they're going through and listening to everything, you know what I mean? But I feel like if they're listening multiple times and they're downloading, they're gathering. I feel like they're gathering, and then they'll be reaching out once they have an actual use, for sure.